Have you ever wanted to price out an exterior flip or know how we do it? I'm Ron Ramsden. I'm a DYB coach, also painting contractor here in northern Massachusetts. This is a flip. A flip, how do we know flips? Flips are all over the TV. It's amazing they can take a house and renovate it all in a half hour. And it looks great. Well, typically it takes a lot longer than that. So this house here is, we're in Chelmsford, Massachusetts, by the way, which is northern Massachusetts, about 5 miles from the New Hampshire border. This house here was purchased for $350,000 thereabouts. Probably go on the market when it's all done for about $5.5. What did we get called in to do? The exterior. Haven't even looked at the interior yet. Interior is all studs. This is a friend of mine who does about 3 flips going on at any one time, and he brought us in here to do the exterior only because we had the crews that could handle it and get in and get out real quick. Very basic flip. So what would we want to look at when we're doing an exterior flip is there's a couple things. There's actually 3 things. First of all, we want to know the process. Process is we want to know, what is he looking for? Is he looking for us to guide him? We're more than happy to do that, but this guy knew what he wanted. He wanted it to be sanded. First it had to be washed, then it had to be sanded. It was flaking and caulked. 1 coat of primer, which he was tinting, and 1 coat of finish. He also knew the product he wanted. He wanted Sherwin-Williams duration. So it worked out great. We want to know that, and we want to put that in writing ahead of time on our contract and our agreement. And any communication we have with them, we put it on email so we can save them, just in case there's a question later on. Even though they're their friends and we've worked for them before, we want to cover all our bases. So on this house here, it's a brand new shed dormer. They popped out the back of the roof. They added a full shed dormer on the back. So what we were looking here when we first walked in, the house was white, it was peely, not too bad, but it was flaking. The lot of new siding on the back of the house, about half of it, and on each side there was about at least a third, if not more, of new siding. So it was in great shape that ways. You can see the front of it was a very small front of the house. It's about 8 feet tall, and the house is probably 32 feet long. They're very, very small. Plus a door and 2 windows. Wasn't much siding after that. A lot of the trim was replaced with AZEK or a composite type wood. And what we were looking for here is tint the primer is as close as we could, which we got really, really close. And then, like I said, 1 coat. And he wanted it sprayed and back brushed. We discussed that. That's the way he wanted to go because he wanted to be quick. So, and we did back brush the primer coat, and we did back brush the finish coat. So let's take a walk around. I want to show you what we want to look for. Secondly, payment. Payments are where we want to make sure we get paid on this job. So, and typically on these flips, there's many, many trades working at the same time. The mason showed up while we were painting the front of the house the other day, but he agreed and he left. He actually was a couple days early. But we want to worry about holdbacks. And what do I mean by a holdback? If we can't finish the entire job for some reason, are we going to get paid? What are we going to get paid? If it's a $100 job and we can't paint 2 things, is he keeping all the money till it's done? Is he got to keep half? Because that doesn't seem very fair. But if you have those conversations and put it in writing ahead of time, it'll save a world of aggravation later on. And on this house, we have three things we can't do. We'll be done this job on, and 1 more day with three guys out here. Weather holds off, and the 3 things we can't do is the front door, the back door. The reason is they're bringing in sheetrock still. They're bringing in kitchen cabinets. It doesn't make any sense to aggravate us or them having a finished door trying to work around that. So we'll do that. Also, you're going to see behind me, way up in the corner here, there's a little white. We'll get closer to that when I do my walk around with you. Is that the ace where the electrical comes in? There's some rotted boards behind it, and it looks a little sketchy. So they were gonna cap the electrical lines at the house, but they decided to shut the electrical off to the house for a day or so. So the carpenter can come in, we can finish it, we'll coordinate it, and they'll have electricity, and everybody is safe and all set. So we decided to hold back $400 at that point, and that was agreed. It's an email, and we can go from there. So also, let's take a walk around. We can look at the house. I can show you what it is. We got to bump around a little bit, and I apologize. Generally, we know production rates. We know what our hourly bill rate is. We know our production rate on spraying siding. We know our production rate on painting trim, how much a window costs, and such. This one was a little different because there was so much going on. There was some new, there was old. We decided to, well, at least I decided to price this out as the day rate. How much do we get a day, and how long is it going to take? And with the experience, and as you grow and you get experience, you can fine-tune your production rates. So right here, the front of the house, you'll see there's no shutters going on. We're not putting them on. The contractor's putting his own shutters on. So excuse the sun as it's starting to pop out. So right here was a spray. We plasticed off the windows. You're gonna see on this side, as we approach the other side here, you gotta see the windows are still plasticed off. The house is not a very large house. It's like I said, it's a cape. This is 2 coats. We do plastic off some of our trim and our gutters so we don't hit that. On this side of the house, this side was just sprayed, finished up about an hour and a half ago. It took one guy 2.5 hours to spray and backbrush that whole side of the house. So we had 2 guys on here side by side, but it would have been much quicker. But it didn't happen that way, did it? So as you'll see here, a lot of it's AZEK, a lot of it's plastic windows. Really quick. This shouldn't take long at all. So we did days. I know how much we can produce in a day for something like this. I wanted to make sure it made sense for my contractor because he has so much other work going on, but we also don't want to be his sole painting contractor. On this side of the house, you'll see this. It's not a very big house. So I knew that we had a power wash here. We had a 3-hour power wash. I automatically charge someone 4 hours on a power wash minimum. We try to group them together if we have a couple in the same neighborhood, and actually we did. We actually had a couple gutter cleanings. So my power wash guy was able to power wash this and then go clean out gutters on 2 of the homes. So that worked out really well. We could produce some extra money. So then we walked around, looked at it. We know how long it's going to plastic off a window. 10 minutes a window we have as our production rate for plasticing off windows. And then it's the sanding. The sanding's always the prep is always the tough one. How much you do, how little you do. Because the house was a lot of new siding on it, we didn't have a lot of prep to do except for the caulking. Actually, they'd use about 6 tubes of caulking on the whole house. I saw the case in the storage shed earlier today. So this was bid out as 9 days, 9 man days. So what does that mean? That means a guy here every day for 9 days from start to finish, or 3 guys for 3 days. So it worked out well. On something like this, our contractors, it's $55 an hour. And we got that by determining our expenses and net profit and all the other things that we talked about in previous videos. So you'll see that 9 times 400 is 36, 9 times 50 is 450. This house is actually a $4,400 house for us. My numbers aren't probably your numbers, but you can see where I'm going for. It's not tens of thousands of dollars to paint some of these homes. If this was a house that we were making look pristine, we were sanding everything, we were filling the holes, we were priming, and then we were hand brushing two coats on top of that, it would have been much more money. It would probably be more about $7,000. But because this is a quick spray with a back brush, we do back brush it all. Trim's getting 1 coat and such. We're here for about $4,400. He's got to hold back to 400. That's where we got the 400. We just wanted to round it off. It was no rocket science there. And then we'll explore the inside later on as they get a little further along. And it's funny, we originally talked about doing the inside. They've already changed the layout of the inside of the house twice since they started working. So anyways, I'm Ron Ramsden, I'm a DYB coach. If you like this, please like and share this video. Let me know if you'd like me to make some more. I hope this house helped on a house flip. So this house flip right here, they purchased about $350. They're selling it for about $550. Good or bad, I don't know. But anyways, I hope this helped you with the bidding on a house flip. I'm Ron Ramsden, DYB coach, also painting contractor here in Massachusetts. Have a great day.